Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Dear students of the first secondary education, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's Mr. Awad Dahab again, and today inshallah we are going to complete our first unit, which was health and safety, first unit of the second term for sure, which was unit 7, health and safety. Here is our grammar, which I referred to the last lesson, advice and obligation. طبعا عندنا advice اللي هي النصيحة، obligation هو الإلزام. طبعا as you know, there is a difference between advice and obligation. If it's an advice, you're free to take it or leave it. But if it's an obligation, so I make you obliged to do it. يعني أنت لازم تعمل الحاجة دي. Here is for advice. For the advice we use should and shouldn't plus infinitive. طبعا should if it's positive advice, shouldn't if it's a negative one. We use them for suggestions and advice, not only for advice. For example, you shouldn't sleep late. You should read this book, it's interesting. When I tell you that you should read this book, معناها ان الكتاب ده كتاب كويس، فانا بعمل لك something like suggestion or recommendation. You should always wash your hands before and after eating, طبعا as an advice. We use should when we ask for or give an opinion as another usage. I think you should be a teacher. Here I give you my opinion. Should actually has a lot of equals. You had better sleep early, so had better is an equal to should. You ought to obey your parents. Here is ought to is related to or the same meaning like should. I advise you to study hard. I advise you to is an equal to should. If I were you, I would study hard. طبعا we use if the second conditional for the second conditional in advice, like should. Here is it's advisable to be well mannered, so it's advisable as an expression is an equal to should. Shouldn't is an equal to you have better not sleep late. You oughtn't to waste your time, so ought not or oughtn't is an equal to shouldn't. I advise you not to be rude to others, so I advise you not to is an equal to shouldn't. If I were you, I wouldn't waste my time, so if I were you, I wouldn't is an equal to shouldn't. It's inadvisable to shout at your parents, so inadvisable is an equal to shouldn't. Here is our obligation, which is must and mustn't. So must and mustn't for obligation. At the beginning, must plus infinitive. We use must for rules and laws, like drivers must wear seat belts. But you must notice that we use must for general rules. We use must for strong advice, like you must stop smoking to keep healthy. We use must for warm invitations. لما نحب نعمل دعوة حارة تعزم حد بقلب جامد كده. You must have lunch with us. I'll wait for you. We use must for strong feelings also. I must visit my friend because he's ill. So for some part we may call it inner obligation. ان انا بعمل لنفسي الزام داخلي ان انا اعمل الحاجة دي. Mustn't plus infinitive. We use mustn't to express prohibition for rules, for example, or laws. You mustn't park your car here, it's not allowed. طبعا ده مش مسموح. We can also use mustn't for strong advice. You mustn't stay up late as it's bad for your health. Mustn't is an equal to it's forbidden, banned, or prohibited to smoke in hospitals. So it's forbidden, banned, or prohibited to are equals to mustn't. It's not allowed to smoke in public places, so it's not allowed to is an equal to mustn't. You are not allowed to smoke in hospitals, so you are not allowed, or be allowed to as a verb to be not allowed to. It's against the law to park here, so it's against the law is an equal to mustn't. Here is an exercise. You can stop the video and try your best to answer it. It's related to the words and the new vocabs and the grammar, both of them. Here is the rest of our important words. Blanket. طبعا blanket اللي هي a cover, kind of cover which we put on in winter. نتغطى بيه في الشتاء، طبعا هي البطانية. immediate. طبعا immediate معناها لحظي أو فوري. عندنا immediately معناها على الفور أو في الحال. immediately. So immediate معناها فوري. immediately معناها في الحال. complain. طبعا complain معناها يشتكي. rab here the W is silent. rab معناها يغلف أو يلف. evacuate معناها يخلي، يفرغ مكان يعني. evacuation هو الإخلاء أو ترك المكان. burn معناها يحرق أو حرق as a noun. injured معناها مصاب. احنا عندنا injury يصيب و injury الإصابة. injury here is injury. remember معناها يتذكر. helmet هي الخوذة. عندنا realize طبعا معناها يدرك أو يفهم أو يستنبط. serious معناها جد أو خطير. smell طبعا معناها حاسة الشم، يشم أو يستنشق. argument معناها جدال أو نقاش. explain طبعا يشرح. apologize. I apologize for that. sorry. apologize معناها يعتذر. borrow طبعا معناها يستلف أو يستعير. happen معناها يحدث. fire طبعا fire معناها نار أو حريق أو يطلق النار. sometimes comes as a verb to dismiss someone from work. back طبعا معناها ظهر as a noun، وأحيانا تيجي ك an addition when we say come back يعود للخلف يعني. back معناها خلف. plaster طبعا اللي هو البلاستر هي الضمادة أو الشيء اللي بنضعه على الجروح. cut طبعا cut هو الجرح نفسه. Here is an exercise also related to our vocabs. It was Mr. Wadahab and I hope that you got benefit. See you soon. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.